Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video of CodeSign Secure and our platform. Today, I'll be talking to you about our Keys and Certificates tab. So the Keys and Certificates tab is where you manage all of your different certificates. You create them, you import them here. Every step of the certificate and key process can be done from here. So starting off, we have our Add New Certificate option. We have three different options available to you. You can create a self-signed or a CSR. So a self-signed certificate is signed by itself. Most of the time, you would only use this within your organization, if that. The other option is you would get a CSR, so it would create a certificate signing request. You put in all your certificate details, and then you would send that CSR over to your internal or external PKI and get a valid certificate from there. Or you have your import certificate option. Now, this option is if you're using OV or EV code signing certificates, and this will basically import that certificate into the system. You just have to make sure that the key that you're using with that certificate is in the HSM set up with CodeSign Secure, and that will ensure you can use an EV or an OV code signing certificate from an external CA like DigiCert, for example, and you could use that within CodeSign Secure. So that's the most common way we see certificates used here. Now, we can see down here, we have our table of all of our certificates. If we'd like to search for a specific one, say certain role, we can do that. We can also sort by algorithm. So if I wanted an RSA 2048 that is active, I could apply that. And we get all of our RSA 2048 certificates and keys that are active. We can also just have, a general search in. So if I just wanted to see all keys and certificates, I could do it this way. And if we go down, for example, to our cert enroll certificate here, so this is a one that started off as a CSR. We took it to our CA and we got it back and we have our certificate here. So here we can see all the details. If you click that blue text down there, our view data option gives it to you in certificate data format. So if you just need to copy this, you can do that. And you can see all the other details here as well, including validity period, whether it's active or inactive, which owner owns the certificate, things like that. And we can also see a few more details if we actually right click on the certificate. So that view details is what we just saw. We can edit what environment it's in. So this determines what environment you can actually do signing with this certificate. So right now it's only in the dev environment. We could put it in the prod or the testing environment in our application if we need to do that. But for now, I'll just leave it in the dev environment. We can also edit its key usage. So if you're doing reproducible build with pre or post sign hash validation, then this is where you would change it. So none means it's just used for regular signing. Pre-sign means that before the signing occurs, the hash is validated, and post-sign is the post version of that. So if you ever need to do reproducible build, then you would come in here to change the key usage on that certificate. We also have our triggers. So this determines who gets an email at certain periods of the certificate's expiry period. So if you wanted emails 7 days before it expires, 30, 60, or 90 days before it expires, you could set all that here. And you could select who would actually get the email for that. Whether you do that by singular users or you go through the teams, you can do that method as well. And then finally, we can deactivate the key here. So that would make it so that the certificate can immediately not be used. No signings will occur. No requests can go through. So that gives you a good idea of kind of the different details we have here. And then you can either right click and download the certificate, or you can just toggle the certificates that you need. Say I needed these three and I did download certificate. Then we would get a batch of certificates downloaded, but I can also go one by one if I prefer that as well. And from there, we can just take a look in. We see our certificate and open it up, and we can see all the certificate details we need for signing there. So that's everything I have for you today on our Keys and Certificates tab. We look forward to talking to you next time where we dive into our app management, which is really the basis of CodeSign Secure. So thank you all for joining today. We look forward to hearing from you in the next one.